plus, well, Trump's, the plural version of Trump is 88 plus the letter S, which is 19, which takes you to 107. So there's no coincidence. They've done that deliberately. And so when he said, okay, let's do, so what we've got here, so 30,000. So the word 30, the number 30, but the word 30 comes to 100. 100, the word 100 is actually, comes to 74, which again is Jesus. But let's just go back. So we do 30, which is 100, and then 1,000, the word 1,000 comes to 102. So that takes you to 202, 22, which is an important number. So talking about follow the twos. But on the Facebook video, he said it on 20 seconds. So when you add 202 plus 20, it came to 222. And we've been told all the time to follow the twos, constantly 222. So they did that. It's slightly different on the 107 on the White House on the YouTube version. There's other comms on that as well. I think he says, if I remember rightly, is it on? There's something around, because he says it a couple of times. And one of them he says on 34 seconds, which is the word one. So he's saying, I'm the one, like Neo, the Matrix, etc.
There's a 7.
Sacred. Say again.
And there's a 7 with the 34. So there's a 7.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
He's throwing himself in the ring. It's like, you got to be kidding me. It's like
exactly. And sacred number. So the word sacred comes to 50, and 50 is the number for Donald. And 50 is also the number for America. And on some personal comms, I've spoken with Charlie about this before in previous videos. I had a cousin, Paul, that passed back in 2015, summer of 2015. And he kind of first introduced me to this kind of breaking the three-dimensional wall. I don't know if you've seen Christopher Nolan's film Interstellar, but when he talks about the Tesseract and talking through that bookcase at the end, I had a similar experience about 6 or 7 months ago later with my cousin. So, but also at that same time, I was in New York, in Manhattan for the first time, and I bumped into Ivanka Trump. So I got a picture with her. She's on my Twitter feed, on the photo on there. So, but the number, it comes to 73, which is Joseph. And I know you've mentioned about Greg Callett, but I know him a little more, and I've done some comms on that. And it's quite a mysterious thing with Greg, but he's age 59, so he's the Joker card as well. I don't fully understand. I don't fully get that Greg knows fully how it will all turn out, but he's just been kind of chosen to do certain things. So just watch this space. I know it's kind of it's out there, but Trump has, from my perspective, Trump has been confirming Greg many times. So anyway, we'll just go with that right now. But sacred, Donald, 50, plus number 73, which is Joseph, comes to 123. 123 again is like 123, but also 123 is silver, gold. So the word silver comes to 85. The word gold comes to 38. When you add 38 plus 85, you get 123. Easy as 123, or easy as ABC, silver, gold. And that can break down to, well, you've got that coming up soon. So that could be 3rd of December. We'll see what happens. But also that can break down. So if you do the word 88, which is Trump, so 88, but if you do 80, 80 is 84. And if you add the word 8, 8 is 49, which incidentally is XLM, which is Stellar, which is one of the other coins that's going through the roof. 80, so 84 plus 8, which is 49, comes to 123. Again, so it's just constant. They're always doing comms continually linked and interlinked, and triangulation points that come back round to each other. The other one as well, which is fascinating, is the word king comes to 40. Well, yeah, king comes to 41, but king also comes to alien. And next year we go into the year of king and alien, because it's 2021, 20 plus 21. But also, if you, Trump spoke about a Trump treat. He spoke in the suffragettes meeting, and maybe 2 or 3 months ago, to the ladies. And on 1 minute and 18 seconds, so 118, he said, there's a treat. No one knows what it is. There's a treat coming.
You know what?
Yeah, you got it. And I thought that was going to be 8/11, like November 8th. I thought it'd be then, and maybe it was in parts, but also that fast forwards onto it could be 1, 2, 3.
I think we have one of the 118s. In the book, there's this book, the Book of Knowledge, the Keys of Enoch. I don't know if
Yes,
you've
like
got-
Liz
Okay.
and Ben have been telling me about it. Yeah,
And the thing is that you know how they talk about keys, right?
yeah.
Well, key
Comes to 41.
118.
Key comes to
Okay,
41.
so we got key, and it says key 118 is actually the last key in the ones, right? In the one series, and then
Okay.
after that, it goes like to the biocomputer keys, the consciousness time zone. But it says here that behold now the marvelous plan taking place among the children of light.
Yeah.
A divine plan has been issued to balance the earth's and man's violation of the cosmic law of light and love. This plan has been issued to negate man's violation and destruction of his atmosphere and his radiation fields, especially through this misuse of atomic energy. He has also caused destruction to many biological kingdoms on his planetary life station known as planet Earth. I mean, this book is
Wow.
insane. And it's like, I think it's like $50. It's on keysofenoch.org.
Yeah, the guys have been telling me to get it, so I need to get it. Yeah.
You will be amazed. They have all your DNA codes in here for all 64 strands, everything. I'm just like, and
64 strands, is it?
64 strands.
64 is Zion.
This is
64 is Zion. So when you said about 41 in the key, so 41 is king, but 41 is alien, but it's also key, the word key. But 40 is 84. So the word 40 comes to 84. It's also the same for million, incidentally. So the word 40 adds up to 84, but also the word million adds up to 84. So when Trump talks about millions and millions or million, etc., you're hearing 41, you're hearing 84. But 84 plus, so the word one, like we spoke about a few minutes ago, neo, etc., the one, comes to 34. So 84 plus 34 comes to 118. And you just said the key of 118. And so 41, so that could have been 118. But then when you change 11 times 8 is 88. Incidentally, I spoke about my cousin Paul, who started kind of giving me prompts from beyond in the next realm back in New York when I met Ivanka, etc. His birthday is January the 18th, 118.
And the thing is that, well, everybody since 2015 is coming back. So that's going to be like the big,
Sorry, buddy, say that one again.
Everybody since 2015 that has passed, they're actually coming back.
Yeah, they are.
Actually, they're all coming back. So then, because I lost both my parents in the past 2 years and everything like that, it's like, we all have a dog in this fight and everything like that. And the thing is, people are like, well, why aren't you? I'm like, look, they're going to become our mentors, and then they're coming back. It's like, I know it's too much for people. They're like, you're nuts. I'm like,
no, it's true.
Everything in the movies is true. It's like, what about
the
end of Close Encounters of the Third Kind? I mean, it's right there. I mean, they put it all right there.
I felt like that through this journey about Richard Dreyfuss. It's like I'm getting the clay and everything. It's like I can relate to that. Yeah, you can relate. Charlie can.
And we're just like, so psyched about this. And then, not to mention, so back to this key 118, and you know how they're big on the 23, right? 23 pain.
Yeah. I am.
Well, here's number 23 under it. It says, "For behold, the field is white and ready for harvest. And when you give your life to the harvesting on this planetary station, a greater ionization becomes your body, and your new body of light is connected with the galactic thresholds of the house of many mansions, which is the deliverance of all manner of flesh." I'm like, this is about the most intense book I've ever read in my life. And I'm not a big reader at all.
Yeah.
Like, solid C student, middle management material. This is not me. That's why I'm just like, people look at, I'm like, no, there's something way bigger than all this. I mean, they just can't believe it. It's difficult to even, you try to talk to somebody about it and they just look at you like you need to be committed. It's like, okay, then I can't talk to you. It's like, I don't want to talk to you then. And even right here, it's they even have a chart in this, and that's when they talk about the office of the Christ. And it's like, well, that's it. I mean, you know, when people realize that, you know, it's an office and not, you know, a specific figure. It's like Jesus was a figure, but so is Donald Trump, and so is everybody else. But everybody's is a state. That's it. Everybody's playing a part. Every time we recycle. Every time.
I've got one on that as well, just so a little side insight on that is, but also when you said about you're not a big reader, but you print off, you know, thousands of pages. Same thing here. I'm not a mathematician. People think, oh, he's a mathematician. I'm not. What I can. Numbers is the way that it connects and verifies what I've seen, but I see things, I remember things, I think in colors, I see stuff, and you know, things start to happen in my own reality. So I found the markers just randomly in London, where things like a bus stop, the RV bus stop is right next to a hotel called Q in London, just down the road from the Iraqi embassy. Across the road behind it, there's a gate that says 175 and then 17, I think. So there was a 17 and two 17s, and then my birthday 15, etc. But all this stuff's happening because we're going into the Great Awakening. And also when you mention, I still have to crunch the numbers in my head. I can still feel the cost. That's why I get the calculator out. I can remember. I've taught myself the language of. I know what the alphabet is. As soon as I see a word, I know punch in the reciprocal number with it. But interestingly, when you said about the thing with Jesus, something I came across was so Donald Trump, Jesus of Nazareth. So if you do Jesus of Nazareth, Jesus is 74. The word of is 21, which is the shin, but it was also which is 777. Trump's got that in his timeline. JFK Jr.'s got it. JFK original. Greg's got that as well. Others have got, but anyway, so 777, 21. But so Jesus of Nazareth comes to 93, which is my last name, which is Bushnell, which is Justin, which is 1776. Jesus of Nazareth comes up to 188. So 1 times 88 is Trump. So many possibilities on the board. It's just incredible. You know, the whole thing. It's just, I love it.
And then 1776 breaks down to 777 as well. You just add the 1 and 6
there you go, yeah.
Trip sevens. I mean,
you've gone quiet, buddy. Is that my phone or is that you?
I don't know. I can hear you all both perfectly.
Oh, it's my phone for some reason. Hang on. Sorry, guys.
Oh, it's no problem.
My phone decided to just adjust the volume.
It is not a problem.
I can hear you again now. Fine.
Awesome.
So, and also another one on Christ. So I loved it when you said about he's a Quasar 3, Quasar 5. I'd heard the word Quasar, but not in that context. I was like, ding, ding. So Quasar, Quasar, comes to 77. The word 77 is Christ. So it's like he's a Quasar 5 or a Quasar 3, etc. It's just, and you're the expert on that, but it's like Quasar is the word Christ. It's 77. It's just how it's been done. It's just incredible.
Well, and then you take his father's middle name.
Yeah, middle name is Christ.
And then his mother's his grandmother's maiden name was Christ.
Yeah, and then another one. It's like 3 generations.
Yeah, it's like
it's incredible.
It is, and you look at this, it's like, wow, and he gives hints all the way throughout on who he was all throughout time, like Archimedes and all that. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
I hadn't thought of that one. That's a good one, Archimedes. How do we spell that correctly? Archimedes.
Archimedes. Archimedes.
Let's work out that. That's a good one.
Well, the thing is, Archimedes, that's an arch, and then you have pretty much you have the keystone
down in front of Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Well, in Mount Rushmore is big too, because when it was dedicated, when he went there this past year on July 3rd.
Yeah.
He went there for a reason, because it was actually dedicated on was it March? It was dedicated on March 3rd, 1933. Was the dedication of Mount Rushmore.
That's
I'm
right.
like,
that's right.
This guy
say
is
that date again, Jason.
It was Mount Rushmore. It was dedicated on March 3rd, 1933.
Correct.
Wow.
The year of the 1933 year is massive in all this.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about like the gold and silver and actually there was supposed to be another.
The gates. I live next to Regent's Park in London. Regent's with an S comes to 88, which is Trump. So it's Trump Park, and it's 200 meters from where I live, maybe less. But the gates, when that's all set up, you see and they've changed some of the gates as well. One of the eastern gate has got now a golden sun facing east, and there was a rainbow of Enoch a month ago that I took a video of. But guess the date, 1933. That's what the whole thing around that park is, and the gates. So, and they just worked out is 85. Donald J. Trump Donald John Trump, full name, 185. 1 times 85 is 85, which is Archimedes, and 85 is also silver. John, the word silver is 85. Donald John Trump. John, the middle name, comes to 47, which is atomic silver, and it's also time, and it's Sarah, and it's other things. But it's just, that's amazing. I hadn't thought of Archimedes, so thanks for that, buddy. That's incredible. You've confirmed it. He's Donald Trump. Archimedes is Trump. 185 is Donald John Trump. 1 times 85 is 85, which is Archimedes. Brilliant.
And the thing is, with your math and everything like that added in, you can't be wrong. Because it made it mathematically impossible for it to not be a coincidence. That's how they want us to check it all the work. Because we could lie to one another with the words, but with numbers, you can't lie. 1 + 2 is always
confirms it.
That's it. And how just the amount of numbers that they tossed out, and it's just like, these guys are just animals. I mean, this is great. I mean, once you start realizing that the numbers and everything, it's like everything just opens up in front of you. Just like, wow.
Exactly. It's like a huge pop-up.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Tell me more about the 1933, because that just made me think of the gate. But there seems like a load behind that, so I'd love to hear about that.
Okay, now with the dedication of Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
Now the thing is that there was the Secret Service. They sent out this tweet, and they said it was a no drone zone, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So it looks like a clock, right? There's the radar. Now, right in the middle, just a little bit up from center, you'll see like Mount Rushmore, but you'll see like where the radar line is, right? But the line runs up to like the 58-second mark instead of 60 seconds. But the thing is,
58 is Nasara.
Yeah.
Ivanka.
And the thing
XRP.
And it's nuts because right at the 10, where the 10-minute mark is, there's Keystone. I mean, it's right on the arc. Right on the arc of the circle. And then when you put that Mickey Mouse clock on it, it has the 1010, and the other end faces, it points towards Montana. Now, when you look up Keystone RV Company, and it's Montana, and they talk about like they have the 3400 QD version, and I'm like, wait a second. Now, when we were talking about quasars, you have the Q3 and the Q5, but there's no Q4. Now, when you sit here and you say there's 3400 QD, and they talked about the 174th cyber wing, they want to thank them. So the camera panned out.
174th, that's Jesus, 1 times 74, yeah.
And the thing is that you heard like a couple people clapping, but it was just like out in the crowd, and there was like nobody even moving or anything. It's like, so the 174th cyber wing, there's your Q4, because your Q is your 17. There's your 4. So your 4th quasar is actually the time travelers, because they're all here, all the presidents, everything, because there was supposed to be another head on Mount Rushmore, and it was Susan B. Anthony, and they ran out of money. So that's why on the 100th anniversary of the signing of the 19th Amendment, for making it legal for women to vote, that's why he pardoned Susan B. Anthony.
Right.
When Trump did that, I'm like, why would he do that? It's like, you did it on the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment. And it's just like, And then you start like really like looking at it, it's like, and when they show pictures of him, it's like he has his head like right perfect to where like he would like fit. And I'm just like, no. I'm like, yeah, I mean, from what he's done in 4 years, I mean, you can make any kind of statue for him, but he just.
Oh yeah, give him a whole mountain.
Yeah, I told
well, it's Trump's world. We're in Trump's world because I did a video a few months ago with Charlie, and where remember the film Wayne's World?
Yes.
So you've got Batman, who's Bruce Wayne. Batman, that's Trump, and he's referred to himself actually later. I've seen in previous years he's talked about that being Batman. Batman, the Trump Tower was used in The Dark Knight Rises. But then, so you've got Batman, but then you've got Wayne, Wayne's World, Trump World. Wayne Tower has the name Wayne, Trump Tower has the name Trump, etc. So, and also JFK Jr. is like Bruce Wayne and Robin. So that continues around. But also as well, going back to what you just said about that clock, instantly, as soon as you said that, 58 pops up. So 58 is the name for Ivanka, who I've met, is the Trump that I've actually met. I've seen Donald Trump speak from about 40, 50 yards away before in London when he came to speak at the Excel Centre, which incidentally was the Nightingale Hospital, probably the rescue centre for the children in London at the beginning of COVID, of lockdown. But 58 plus 60 comes to that magic number of 118 that we just spoke about. And if you take it further, and if you say 58 and then 60, and then you add, so you've got that, it comes to 60 minutes. But also, if it's on 58 seconds, so the word second is also 60. So 58 seconds, the plural of it takes it to 137. 1 times 37 is the name for Greg. 1 plus 37 is gold, 38 gold. And when you said about quasar 4s, I did this last night. So quasar 4, the word 4 again is 60. So 4 is 60, but it's also synonymous with the word second. 77 plus 4 comes to 137. 1 times 37 again, Greg. So I think he's in that category of those 4 quasars, So there are, anyway.
And then we have, okay, so back to that clock. And the thing is that.
Yeah, get back to the clock, yeah.
So when you do this, if you mirror it, right? If you take the 58 and you just flip it on end, right? What it does is it puts the second hand, where the seconds are, it puts it on 28 seconds, right? Well, the thing is, that would mean 1028. That was the date of the first Q drop. It was 1028.17. Because
1028 is gold, is 38 gold. Yeah.
And the thing, I mean, these guys are doing this so just meticulous. I'm just like.
Donald Trump comes to 138. Just Donald Trump, 138.
I mean, the numbers.
Plus 50. So it's like you say, 28 plus 10, 38. It's amazing. And 38 is gold, the word gold.
I mean, and then you have, you're just completely dumbfounded by all this, because when you start throwing all the numbers in, it's like, you're not crazy. It's like, it's like they did put it all here. They inserted all that in here. And it's like, not only did they tell you everything, but they even let the math do the talking as well. It's like,
oh yeah, they can confirm it. Going back to when we were talking about the thing with, so 58 is named for Ivanka. It's also XRP, but it's also Nessara. And Jessara is 51. So the interesting thing about the Batman and Robin analogy, I did a video, I don't know, a week or 10 days ago about this, is 51 is Jessara, which is also Batman, but Robin is 58. So the whole thing of Batman and Robin is Jessara and Nessara. And it's been in front of our eyes.
And then you have Nessara and Jessara. You could add 58 and 51. That gives you 109. And and JFK had the PT 109.
Exactly. It's the Pruder. It's the Pruder. So my channel on YouTube is it's Sight Club. Sight Club comes up to 109. And I chose that last year, way before all of this was happening. Also, 109 is octopus. And it's also the word 17. So the word 17, like Q17, but the word 17 comes to 109. And the word Zapruder, as in the Zapruder film around JFK, is 109.
And then when
you said 51 plus 58 is 109, Jessara and Nessara. Everything's just connected, just seamlessly. It's just perfect.
Well, and then there was that one drop, they talked about the CIA, the closing act, but then it says
57.
It says no such agency. But if you take the N and S and A, I mean, you could literally make that the Nasara as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally put Nasara right there.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Nesara, and it just spreads out evenly. It's like, and remember, they said that there was a goal to it. And why did they send Grassley back to Iowa? You know, why did they send the turkeys to Iowa? You know, it's like, wait a second. It's like corn and cob. It's like, no. I'm like, these guys are too good for this. And you just laugh because it's like, and then it's like he wrote it in the executive order on 11.2, and then 11.3 start, 11.4 actionable. And then he's like, I'm not a politician. So now, you know, he's like, well, you know what? I'll go ahead and resign. You know, I'll go ahead and concede this. But the thing is, there's a difference between a concession and a resignation. Now, for Nasser to kick in, he has to resign.
Yeah, so he's a political candidate on Facebook, isn't he?
And that's the thing. He's going to go ahead and resign, and that means everybody's got to resign. That means we got to have special elections, which you could use the blockchain voting. Who does that? The military. So the military is going to roll out the quote unquote vaccine.
Oh, military! I prepared one for you. So also as well, when you said NSA, so NSA will come up to 34, which is 1, you know, Neo the 1, etc. So just NSA 14 plus S is 19 plus A is 1, so 34. But this is brilliant. When you said that about military, perfect. So Trump said it again yesterday, talked about the numbers, and he said the year of 2020. So 2020, there's a few things with that. So 20 on the 24-hour clock is 8 p.m. in the evening. So when you see it here, 2020, you're also hearing 8-8, which is Trump. But the word 20 comes to 107, which is Trump's. The word military comes to 107. So we're in the year of 2020, which is also Trump's military, which has made all of this possible under his leadership.
I mean, it just...
Also, the word quantum is 107. Trump's quantum, 107.
Okay.
The word atonement is 107. So you think of the whole Christ Jesus thing, etc., is 107. Trump's. And he mentioned his family. He said all of the Trumps, he wanted to thank them all yesterday. It was like a congratulatory thing. He wanted to thank everyone in the administration and the Trump family, and also the US people and global people. And also the word atone comes to 55. 55 comes to Melania. 55 is a loud, clear signal in military terms, 5-5. And the month of December comes to 55, and we're just about to go into it when it's all going to get clear at the end of the year.
Can I just say one thing here? You know,
yeah, come on, Charlie.
Hey, what's up, Charlie?
There's a lot of people that have been asleep, and if you've been asleep at this moment in time, it's time to wake up. But if you were asleep in your maths class, you're missing the greatest show on earth.
And that's the thing. You don't have to be great at maths. Like I said, I'm not. But if you know Trump equals 88 in just simple adding up letters, that's the key. And you can just sit there and just work out. If it takes you, I think it took me like, I don't know, 10 days or 3 weeks or something just to completely get it in my mind. Like when I was learning this, it was basically learning a new language. It was like, okay, I know that's there. First of all, I'd have to kind of, what's the 18th letter of the alphabet, and it's R, but now it's just there. But once you,
they say 11:11, and then they have the colon, so it's time. Well, what if they were all going to Trump Tower because it's actually like it's
a time travel device?
Yeah, it's essentially a jump room. You can go right to the New Yorker Hotel, which is owned by the Unified. It's Unified Church. It's by the Moon family, and they call them the Moonies. And what they did was he decoded the Bible.
Yeah, the Moonies. Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
And
they're in the tower that Tesla lived in.
Yeah, they actually own it. The church, that Unified Church, they actually own the New Yorker Hotel.
Do they?
Yes. And the thing is that you look at on Twitter at the White House photos, and look who the person is that takes the photos. His name is William Moon. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And
William is 79, so gold moon.
And then the moon. And then the thing is, you look outside the moon like a sky event. I mean, they're starting to see two moons in India and all these other places. It's like, I don't think one of those is a moon, guys. You know, I mean,
Dude, I've done this probably a while ago, but I forgot. You just talked about moon. It's 57. It's George. It's Tesla. We just said it 2 minutes ago. Now you start talking about moon. Moon is 57. It's just amazing, buddy. It's brilliant.
and
That's brilliant.
It's all numerical. It's just like, I'm even mind blown. I'm like, God, you're kidding me. I mean, this is just.
But yeah, it's just, you know, it's Trump. Trump is the Trump that was prophesied. You know, is there. And talking of America first, so America first, America is 50, which is Donald, and first is 72. 72 is money. It's there's some others as well. I can't think off the top of my head, but first is 72. 50 plus 72 comes to 122, which comes to the word millennium. 122, and hey, perhaps 12/2, December 2, maybe we'll see. Or the millennium comes to 155. So 1 times 55 is December. 15/5 could perhaps, I've thought perhaps, because on the 24-hour clock is 15 would be 3. 3 would be March 5 perhaps, and that's a couple of days after, well, 2 or 3 days after the whole thing of the Jassara. If he did the soft step down on, well, the executive order or the detail that he sent out on the 2nd of November, and then the election was on the 3rd. So fast forward, that takes you up to the 3rd of or the 2nd of March. Perhaps it's then, I don't know, but there's different possibilities of what it could be. But I think it might be. I think it might be next week. We'll see.
And the thing is that I was going to even mention this because we did like a countdown of like all the weeks. If you look at Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Everything lines up with Tuesdays. And I found it kind of funny because, you know, my sister's birthday, my birthday, my mom and my nephew's birthday all lined up with Tuesdays, and so did the election. Well, my sister was born on July 7th, which is the 17th week until the election, right? And then I'm August 25th, which is 10 weeks out. My mom and my nephew.
Sure, the Lionsgate.
And that's the thing. It's like, then she was 10/27, which is 1 week out. And then you had 11/3. And then you add 2 weeks, and then you end up with 11/17. You end up on a queue again, and it's just like everything you're doing it's all by dates, all on
11/17. 7 times 111, 777.
And then
111 is New York.
That's it.
And 111 is also Londinium, and also my birthday, February the 15th. So February comes to 96, plus 15 comes to 111.
And then this could, I mean, this could go like a ways.
It could do.
if we take yesterday, which is the 24th, which is Tuesday, and then you add 2 days, you end up with Thanksgiving, which in the RV, who is in the first tier, it's Native Americans.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, giving thanks and all that. And they said that, you know, and then it's almost like, you know, it's like, when is this going to hit? And if you notice in November, all this, because Saturday,
yeah,
it's all
Saturday's 109 as well, like Zapruder 17, 109, all of that is Saturday's 109.
And then you've got, so in November, they're all multiples of 7, 14, 21, 28. So you have 4 weeks, and they're all multiples of 7. I mean, they're just playing this all out. I mean, this is just beautiful. And then you mentioned, like December, you know, you have December 1st, that'll be on a Tuesday. And then December 8th, which is, you know, the day after D-Day, which is the day after they commissioned the new JFK carrier last year. And then what brought back the gold? You know, I mean, from the Philippines, I'm like, this is just, I mean,
there was a great comms in the summer. Boris Johnson was jogging, and they took a picture of him with a Philippines T-shirt, and I was like, I don't know what that is. You know, it was there. It was like right in the middle. I think it was like May 23rd or 25th, something like that. And also, when you're talking about the days, that's really interesting. So Wednesday comes to 100, And 122 millennium, December 2nd, 122 comes on a Wednesday. So 122 plus 100 comes to 222. Follow the twos again. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean,
I've been hiding that one for a while, but I was like, actually, you know what? Let's put it out. So let's see. And you said Thanksgiving, which is great, because I was looking at that last night. So thanks comes to 73, which again is Joseph. Incidentally, the word Egypt is 73. So think Joseph in Egypt, etc. Dream comes to 41, which is king as well. But Thanksgiving is 68. So Mr. Ed Root, I did that episode with Charlie a few months ago, when either JFK, the original, or another righteous entity from the Q team came and was JFK. So JFK comes to, 103 is the age of JFK now. September comes to 103. Obviously, the optics in 63. The word 11 comes to 63. So me and Charlie did a prediction on that. We did it on September the 10th, and on September 11th at the Flight 93 Memorial, 93, Justin, Bushnell, Flotus, Nazareth, etc. In that field, Mr. Ed Root appeared and spoke, and there were loads of comments from him and from Trump of who he was, that it was JFK. But having said that, but 68 is the name Root, and we're going to know all about the root, like you said about Trump and Christ and all of his genealogy, all of them being called Christ. We're going to see the roots of everything. But 73 plus 68 comes to 141. 1 times 41 is king, which is key, which is USA. 1 plus 41 is 42, which is new, but it's also a flip on 24, which is time reversal, which the film Tenet from Christopher Nolan talks all about. So anyone watching, if you've not seen that, get out in cinemas if they're open where you are and watch it. It's just genius. But also 141 comes to my name, Tom Bushnell. So that's why it's great how he puts these in. These Easter eggs in. It's like galactic and personal. But he's got this for all of you. You've got it, Charlie. We all can see how he timestamps and gives us little personal Easter eggs and also galactic ones. It's just amazing.